In this video, we will be looking at inequalities. Now, imagine driving through town and seeing a speed limit 30 sign. It doesn't mean you must drive exactly 30. You can drive at 25 or 30, but not faster than 30. The sign gives a speed limit you cannot exceed, but it also gives you a wiggle room of speeds below 30 that you can explore. Math does the same thing. That wiggle room is called an inequality. While equations are bossy and want one exact answer, inequalities are more laid back. They describe a range of answers, usually placed on a number line, that all work, just like all the speeds that keep you from getting pulled over. Now, we know equations use an equal sign, but inequalities use the following signs: greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, and less than or equal to. Notice that the difference between the greater than and less than sign is which way the symbol opens. The open side of the symbol always points toward the bigger value, while the pointed side faces the smaller value. This idea also applies to the greater than or equal to and less than or equal to signs. Each symbol combines the greater than or less than with an equal sign, shown by the line underneath the symbol. This line indicates that the symbols include values that are bigger than or exactly the same and smaller than or exactly the same, respectively. Once you understand all these symbols, solving inequalities works a lot like solving equations. So let's look at some examples. Let's say you have the equation x plus 6 equals 10. To solve for x, we subtract 6 from both sides. This gives us x equals 10 minus 6, which is 4. So x equals 4. This is a fixed number, and when we graph this on a number line, we simply place a closed circle or dot at the number 4. Now, for an inequality, let's change the expression to x plus 6 is greater than 10. Just like we did with the equation, we subtract 6 from both sides. This gives us x is greater than 4. Remember what we said earlier. Inequalities don't give just one answer. They give a range of values. When we graph x is greater than 4 on a number line, it simply means that we can choose x to be any number bigger than 4, but not exactly 4. So x can be 5, 9, or even 7.5. No matter which number we choose on the right side of 4, there is always another number that is even bigger and is a valid answer. On this number line, we don't choose values on the left side of the 4 since those values fall outside the range of possible answers. So the possible answers for x on the right side of 4 never stop. They continue on forever, creating an endless range of numbers greater than 4. Notice that as we add more possible answers to the graph, they form a continuous line. Because there are an infinite number of possible answers, we place an arrow at the end of the line to show that it goes on forever. Since we are looking at values greater than 4 but not 4 exactly, we draw a hollow circle at the 4 to show that the value itself is not part of the answer. Note that for the less than and greater than symbols, we always draw a hollow circle because they do not include the value itself. This is how you graph a simple inequality. Now let's take a look at another example. But before we do that, please encourage us to post more videos by liking, sharing, and subscribing. We really appreciate it. 3x minus 4 is greater than or equal to 2. So to solve this inequality, just like we do when solving two-step equations, we will use the reversed order of operations in PEMDAS. So we first add 4 to both sides of the inequality. This gives us the expression 3x greater than or equal to 2 plus 4. 2 plus 4 is 6. Next, we divide both sides of the inequality by 3. And this gives us the expression x is greater than or equal to 6 divided by 3. 3 goes into 6 2 times. So this gives us x is greater than or equal to 2, our final answer. Now let's graph this answer on our number line.
Note that for this answer, we consider all values greater than 2, including 2 itself. So, on our number line, we draw a straight line starting from the 2 towards the right side. Then we draw an arrow on this line to show that all the possible answers we are looking at goes on to infinity. And lastly, we draw a closed circle or dot on the 2 to show that it counts as an answer. This is because of the equal to aspect of the symbol. Note that for less than or equal to and greater than or equal to, the presence of the equal to, the line underneath, is the reason we draw a closed circle or dot on the value. This is how you graph a two-step inequality. Now let's take a look at another example. Negative 2x plus 4 is greater than or equal to 10.
To solve this, just as we did with our previous example, we will use the reverse order operations in PEMDAS. So we first subtract 4 from both sides of the inequality. This gives us the expression negative 2x is greater than or equal to 10 minus 4. 10 minus 4 is 6. Next, we divide both sides of the inequality by negative 2, and this gives us the expression x is greater than or equal to 6 divided by negative 2. But something else happens here. Whenever a negative number is divided or multiplied across an inequality, the inequality sign reverses to its opposite. So since the initial sign is greater than or equal to, after dividing across by a negative number, the sign changes to less than or equal to. So our expression becomes x is less than or equal to 6 divided by negative 2. Negative 2 goes into 6 negative 3 times. So this gives us x is less than or equal to negative 3, our final answer. Now let's graph his answer on a number line. Note that for this answer, we consider all possible values less than negative 3, including negative 3 itself. So on our number line, we draw a straight line starting from negative 3 towards the left side. Then we draw an arrow on this line to show that all the possible answers we are looking at goes on to infinity. And lastly, we draw a closed circle or dot on the negative 3 to show that it counts as an answer because of the equal to aspect of the symbol, the line underneath. Let's take a look at a trickier example to lock in what we have learned so far. Negative 7 is less than or equal to 2x minus 1 and less than 1. Notice that we have two inequality signs. This gives us three sides. To solve this inequality, just like we do when solving two-step equations, we will use the reverse order of operations in PEMDAS. So we first add 1 to all three sides of the inequality to get rid of this 1. This gives us the expression negative 7 plus 1 less than or equal to 2x and less than 1 plus 1. Negative 7 plus 1 is negative 6, and 1 plus 1 is 2. Next, we divide all three sides of the inequality by 2 to get rid of this 2. 2 goes into negative 6 negative 3 times. 2 divided by 2 is 1. So this gives us negative 3 less than or equal to x and less than 1, our final answer. Now let's graph this answer on our number line. So let's start with the left portion of our answer. X is greater than or equal to negative 3. Note that for this portion of our answer, we consider all possible values greater than negative 3, including negative 3 itself. So we first draw a straight line starting from the negative 3 towards the right side for all possible values greater than negative 3. Then we draw an arrow on this line to show that all the possible answers we are looking at goes on to infinity. And lastly, we draw a closed circle or dot on the negative 3 to show that it counts as an answer because of the equal to aspect of the line underneath. Now let's graph the right portion of the inequality. X is less than 1 on the same number line. Note that for the portion of our answer, we consider all possible values less than 1.
So we first draw a straight line starting from the 1 towards the left side for all possible values less than 1. Then we draw an arrow on this line to show that all the possible answers we are looking at goes on to infinity. And finally, we draw a hollow circle on the 1 to show that it does not count as an answer in the list of possible values. Notice that on the number line, the two solution ranges of the inequality, -3 and 1, overlap to form a boundary. So the graph now becomes a closed circle at -3, a hollow circle at 1, and a straight line drawn in between. This is how you graph a compound inequality where the two solution ranges of the inequality overlap. Now let's take a look at an example where we find the inequality from a graph on the number line. Find the inequality shown by the graph on the number line. To solve this, we first identify the number which starts the inequality on the number line. In our case, it's the 2. Next, we determine which type of circle we are dealing with on the number line. Remember, hollow circles are drawn for all possible values greater than and less than, but not equal to, the value provided. And closed circles are drawn for all possible values greater than or equal to and less than or equal to the value provided. So on our number line, we see a closed circle on the 2. Next, we determine the direction of the inequality symbol, and this is shown by the direction of the arrow drawn on the straight line. So since the arrow on the straight line points towards the right side of 2, this means that we are looking at all possible values greater than or equal to 2. Thus, we write our inequality as x is greater than or equal to 2, our final answer. This is how you find a simple inequality on a number line. Now let's take a look at another example. Find the inequality of the graph on the number line. To solve this, we first identify the boundary numbers of the inequality on the number line. In our case, it's -1 and 2. Next, we determine the circle type and direction the arrows point towards. Remember, hollow circles are for all possible values greater and less than, but not equal to, the value provided. And closed circles are for all possible values greater than or equal to and less than or equal to the value provided. So on our number line, we see a hollow circle on -1 and a closed circle on the 2. Also, we see that the arrow points towards the left side for the hollow circle portion, which represent values less than, and towards the right for the closed circle portion, which represent values greater than or equal to. This tells us that we are looking at all possible values of x less than -1, but not equal to -1, or all possible values of x greater than or equal to 2. Thus, we write our inequality as x is less than -1, or x is greater than or equal to 2, our final answer. Notice that in this inequality, the two solution ranges do not overlap, unlike in the previous inequality.